Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli was the venue for the inaugural round of the Yamaha R3 bLU cRU European Cup, with 27 riders aged between 12 and 18 lining up for the first of 12 races in the 2021 season. As the first step of the recently launched SBK roadway, riders of 13 different nationalities on identical machinery had the opportunity to share the stage with round 3 of the Superbike World Championship. No less than 3 Italians qualified on the front 2 rows of the grid for their home round, with wildcard Matteo Vannucci topping the timesheet in scorching temperatures during Superpole. And it was the 18-year-old Vannucci on the number 91 who made the initial jump, tracked in second by his fast-starting fellow countryman Giacomo Mora, who made swift early progress from the second row of the grid. Fenton Seabright on the number 47 did well to move swiftly from 8th to 4th on lap 1 before bridging a small gap to the front. By lap 3, the early lead trio was back in the pack, 8 riders covered by less than a second for the first half of the race. Mark Vic Gill was the first of the group to drop out of podium contention. Big moment off turn 16 at the end of lap 8, killing his momentum. And Ioannis Konstantinos Peristeris did well to stay on at all in the late jostling and recover to the points in 11th. A bold move from Maxim Repak at turn 2 on the final lap saw him move from 5th to 3rd, and that's where the young Slovakian remained at the checkered flag. The defining moment of the race saw Iker Garcia Abella squeeze through to the front in a 5 abreast run through turn 11, and he was never headed from there. But there was still time for more late drama. Single-place penalties applied to Matteo Vannucci for exceeding track limits at turn 15, and Fenton Seabright incurring the same post-race drop for his wide final bend, but holding on for a well-earned podium place. 3 different nationalities in the lead trio for the inaugural race, separated by exactly 1 second in a competitive first showing. The same grid and the same top 5 at the flag, but in a totally different order for race 2 later in the day. Matteo Vannucci was again the fast starter from pole, the Italian relegated to 5th in race 1 and determined to justify his Superpole pace with a podium finish. It was 2019 Alpe Adria 300 champion Maxim Repak who applied the pressure from second early on. But the Slovakian failed to find a way through, and Vannucci managed to extend a rare 1-second lead within the opening 2 laps. After an earlier third-place finish, it was another strong start for Fenton Seabright. Just as in race 1, he moved immediately up from 8th to 4th, the 18-year-old challenging for back-to-back podium finishes, but ultimately falling 1 place short. After misfortune first time out, it was a strong showing from Ioannis Konstantinos Peristeris, latching on to the tail of the Brit on lap 2. And this time he had the pace to run with the front runners. He sat as high as 2nd with 3 laps to go, before later succumbing to 9th. Race 1 winner Iker Garcia Abella struggled to match his early exploits at the second time of asking. He never ran inside the podium places, spent 6 laps held at arm's length by his fellow countryman Julian Giral, and was eventually restricted to 5th. In fact, it would have been 1 place lower, but for a post-race penalty for Diego Palladino. The 15-year-old wildcard made a big step forward to run well inside the top 10 throughout race 2, but he failed to serve a long lap penalty for a jump start and was relegated as a result to 9th. At the start of lap 4, Maxim Repak was finally released from the scrapping pack, 16 passing the number 73, and Giacomo Mora then making a minor error that bottled the group up behind him in 3rd. That was all the daylight Repak needed to hunt down early leader Vannucci, and within 2 laps his advantage had evaporated. The gap to 3rd place, though, remained at over a second on the penultimate lap, creating a 2-tier dash to the flag. Giacomo Mora held on for 3rd, and it was Maxim Repak with a new fastest lap of the race on lap 9 who surged to the front. Matteo Vannucci had led 5 laps in race 1 and 7 in race 2, but could find no way back to the front when it mattered most. Despite pushing hard on the final 2 turns, the Italian was denied a home win. Repak clearly delighted with his victory. Trophies were presented by Pata Yamaha World SBK's Toprak Razgatlioglu, himself a race winner just an hour earlier. So Maxim Repak leads after round 1 of the Yamaha R3 bLU cRU European Cup, the only rider to have secured podium finishes in both of the season opening races in Misano. Round 2 comes from Donington Park in just under 3 weeks' time.